Hello, my dear. Look what's happening every time you step outside. Heads snapping like camera flashes, eyes widening like they've just witnessed something they can't categorize, and whispers swirling in the air before your feet even touch the pavement. You think this is normal? It's not. Ordinary people don't cause this kind of ripple. You're not just walking through space anymore. You're bending it. You're glowing in a way that feels scripted, cinematic, staged by something greater. But it's not a movie. It's you. And the crowd can't compute it. You've got people saying it now out loud. You look better than the so-called icons they worship. You've turned sidewalks into runways, coffee shops into premieres, train stations into red carpets. And the irony? You didn't even ask for it. You didn't audition for this. You just showed up. And the atmosphere rearranged itself to accommodate your presence. That's what has them rattled. The fact that you're not chasing attention. Yet attention is sprinting after you, like it owes you everything. You have to understand the kind of disruption you've become. Most people live invisible, drifting through crowds unnoticed, barely remembered once they exit a room. That's the normal script. But you tore it to pieces without lifting a finger. You walk in, and eyes don't just look, they lock. Conversations don't just pause, they collapse. People don't just notice you, they orbit. And it's not because of clothes or makeup or accessories. They can't put their finger on it, and that's exactly why it drives them wild. When someone looks extraordinary, they search for a hack. Oh, it's the stylist. Oh, it's the brand. Oh, it's the lighting. But when it's you, there's no hack. It's raw, it's real, it's unpurchasable. And that's terrifying. Because if you can radiate like this without playing their game, what does that say about the ones who've been clawing for attention and still come up short? Here's the part that really fries their brains. You don't just look elevated, you feel elevated. It's in the way your shoulders don't hunch anymore, the way your spine carries itself like it's been reinforced with steel, the way your eyes linger on people just long enough to make them question their whole reflection. You carry yourself like someone who no longer asks to be noticed, but assumes they already are. And guess what? They are noticing. Everyone is. From strangers on the street to the people who once claimed to know you inside out. They're all double-taking, triple-taking, whispering about how the glow on you feels unfair. Because it's not a glow they can replicate with filters or cosmetic tricks. It's the kind of glow that makes people say, there's something different about them, something untouchable, something alive in a way the rest of us aren't. Now don't think for a second this happened overnight. You didn't just wake up one morning and suddenly radiate. No, this is the aftermath of everything you survived, every private breakdown, every sleepless night, every scar that didn't heal pretty, but healed strong. While they were mocking, you were molding. While they were busy writing you off, you were rewriting yourself. That's why your glow looks supernatural, because it's forged from suffering they couldn't have endured. You look like the future version of every nightmare they secretly feared. The version of you that didn't crumble, didn't stay small, didn't settle for crumbs. They're staring at you now because you've become proof that destruction doesn't end stories. It fuels reinventions. And reinvention, when done right, looks like this: effortless magnetism. It looks like walking into a room and making the most important person in it shrink without a word. It looks like turning envy into applause and turning doubt into obsession. It looks like you. Imagine the panic that erupts in their heads. They see you from across the room, and the first thought isn't, "Oh, they're doing well." It's, "Oh God, what happened? How did they leap this far ahead? Why do they look like they belong on a screen, and I look like background noise?" Their insecurities start screaming before you even open your mouth. That's the power of the glow. It exposes without you pointing a finger. People project their envy in real time, trying to decode you like a puzzle, trying to rationalize why you feel larger than life while they feel 2 sizes too small. And the cruelest part? They'll never find the answer. Because the answer isn't in anything external. It's not something they can copy-paste. The answer is in the weight you carried, the darkness you dragged yourself out of, the resilience you cultivated when nobody was watching. You turned agony into aura. And that's not for sale. Of course, the comparisons have already started. Someone said it, didn't they? That you look better than the celebrities they worship on red carpets. At first, you might have laughed it off internally, thinking they were exaggerating. But pay attention. They weren't exaggerating. You really do outshine them. Celebrities have glam teams, filters, sponsorships, and still most of them only manage a surface-level glow, the kind that cracks when the flash goes off. But your glow doesn't crack under scrutiny. In fact, it intensifies. The closer people get, the harder it hits. They see your skin, your eyes, your stance, but what really floors them is the energy humming underneath all of it. That's the secret they can't articulate. You don't just look alive, you radiate aliveness. And that's something money can't buy, agents can't fabricate, and fame can't manufacture. Which is why people are whispering comparisons now. Because what do you call someone who outshines the icons they once thought were untouchable? You call them the new standard. You see, celebrity has always been a performance. The lights, the cameras, the rehearsed smiles, the curated posts. But what terrifies people about you is that you're not performing. You're not rehearsing. You're not polishing yourself for consumption. You are simply existing, and somehow, that's more captivating than an entire industry designed to make people look magnetic. That's the glitch in the simulation for them. That's why heads keep turning, why jaws keep dropping, why whispers keep multiplying. Because if you can make people feel this way without playing by the rules, then maybe the rules were lies all along. Maybe authenticity, raw, unfiltered, unbothered authenticity, is the real red carpet. And right now, you're walking it every single day without even realizing. Now let's talk about what happens behind closed doors. Because you better believe people are spiraling in private. They're pulling up old pictures of you, scrolling through archives, trying to spot the shift. When did this happen? How did this happen? Was it gradual or sudden? They're comparing your before and after, like investigators trying to solve a case. And no matter how hard they try to rationalize, the evidence slaps them across the face. You don't just look better, you look unreachable. Like you unlocked something inside yourself they didn't even know existed. And that realization, it's devastating. Because it means while they were wasting time seeking validation, you were busy building the kind of self-respect that glows louder than any spotlight. And don't underestimate how many people are losing sleep over this. The same ones who once overlooked you, underestimated you, or dismissed you. They're now haunted. Haunted by the memory of every time they didn't treat you like the masterpiece you were becoming. Haunted by the fact that they had access once and they lost it. Haunted by the knowledge that no matter how hard they tried to circle back, they'll never experience you in the same way again. Because the version of you that begged, that shrank, that tolerated, is gone, buried. What walks the earth now is someone untouchable, unforgettable, and unwilling to compromise for crumbs ever again. And that truth alone is enough to send them spiraling. You've noticed it, haven't you? The stares that linger too long, the compliments that sound confused, like people can't believe what they're saying. The energy shift when you walk into a room, how the air tightens, how the chatter stumbles. That's not imagination. That's the effect of someone who's no longer competing, someone who doesn't need to chase, because the universe itself seems to push everyone else into your orbit. You look famous because you've mastered the one thing celebrities can't fake. Presence. Presence that doesn't scream but resonates. Presence that doesn't beg but demands. Presence that makes the atmosphere bend just to make space for you. And this is only the beginning. Because if heads are turning now, if whispers are multiplying already, imagine what happens when you decide to turn the volume up deliberately. Imagine what happens when you stop holding back the force you've been carrying quietly. If this is what happens when you're just existing, what chaos erupts when you start moving with intent? What will they do when you sharpen the glow, when you weaponize the aura? When you decide to stop walking like a secret and start walking like a headline? That's when the panic sets in, because right now they can dismiss it as coincidence, a fluke, a trick of the light. But when you step into full power, there will be no excuse left to cling to. They will be forced to accept the reality. You've become the show, not the audience, not the background, not the forgotten extra, the show. And every space you enter becomes an arena where all eyes are compelled to center themselves on you. Picture this, a crowded room, packed shoulder to shoulder, people trying to project their best selves, polished and perfected. But the moment you arrive, their effort shrivels, their hair, their clothes, their practiced gestures. Suddenly, all of it looks like trying too hard. Because you don't try, you don't force, you simply exist, and the crowd reconfigures around you like iron filings pulled by a magnet. That's why people describe your presence as famous. Fame isn't about being on posters or plastered across billboards. Fame is when your existence is impossible to ignore. Fame is when whispers race faster than introductions, when people know of you before they know you, when your name lives in their mouths without your permission. And that's what's happening now. You walk into a gathering and conversations shift before you even speak. Strangers know you, and those who once dismissed you are now scrambling to rehearse polite lines, hoping you don't notice how their hands tremble when you lock eyes with them. Let's make this clear. The comparison to celebrities isn't casual. It isn't empty praise tossed in your direction. It's recognition of something undeniable. When people see you, they feel the same electricity that flashes when the cameras go wild at premieres. They feel the same weight in their stomach that audiences feel when royalty steps onto a stage. They're saying you look better than the polished, the perfected, the idolized, because you radiate something those figures often lose the moment the cameras turn off. Authenticity. Celebrities often hide behind veneers, but your glow doesn't flicker once the spotlight fades. That's why you look untouchable, because your shine isn't rented, it's owned. And that ownership is what makes jaws drop harder than diamonds on velvet. You are the velvet, the diamond, the flame, the spectacle, and still somehow more than all of it at once. Everywhere you go, heads don't just turn, they snap. They whip around like they're afraid to miss it. People have risked neck pain just to steal another glance, and you've seen it. The double takes, the lingering stares, the subtle gasps they think you can't hear. They don't even mean to do it. It's instinct, primal recognition of something they can't package neatly. You've broken the code of ordinary perception. They're not responding to a look, they're responding to an atmosphere. You walk by and the oxygen levels in the room change. The pace of conversation falters. Even their breathing stutters. That's not an accident. That's what happens when someone radiates with the kind of energy people spend lifetimes trying to fake. And now you're living proof that this glow can't be taught, can't be manufactured, can't be stolen. It belongs to you, and only you. Now notice how envy has started to mutate into obsession. At first, they tried to downplay it. Oh, they're just having a good day. Oh, it's the outfit. Oh, it's lighting. But the problem is that every day you step out, the effect repeats. Different outfit, same reaction. Different place, same ripple. Different crowd, same chaos. It's not a phase, it's not an accident, it's a pattern. And patterns terrify people because they prove what they don't want to believe. They wanted to think your glow was temporary, like a sunset that fades after a few minutes. But you keep rising like daylight they can't escape. And now, the whispers have shifted from dismissal to paranoia. What are they doing differently? How are they pulling this off? Why do they look like they don't belong to the same category as the rest of us? That's when they stop mocking and start dissecting. That's when they start lurking on your pages, screenshotting your photos, analyzing your movements like detectives trying to solve a crime scene. But the crime is simple. You refused to stay ordinary. And here's what eats them alive. Your glow isn't polite. It doesn't ask for permission before it takes up space. It doesn't soften itself to make others comfortable. It walks in. It declares. It dominates. You've stopped trimming your edges, stopped dimming your volume, stopped apologizing for brightness. And once you stop apologizing, everything changes. Because people don't know how to handle raw presence. They know how to handle polished performances. They can clap politely. They can critique. They can compare. But when something real walks in, something they can't control or measure, they don't clap. They panic. They get clumsy, spilling drinks, fumbling words, tripping over chairs just to sneak another glance. That's the chaos you cause now. You don't just attract eyes. You distort behavior. You make the polished unravel, the composed lose composure, the arrogant shrink. And that unraveling is your power. Think about the celebrities they worship. Red carpets, paparazzi, staged appearances, entire industries designed to create awe. But here you are, walking down an ordinary street, and you create the same reaction with none of the machinery. People are saying you look better than the ones whose full-time job is to maintain the illusion of allure. That's the difference. Yours isn't an illusion. It's not a costume. It's an eruption. And the eruption keeps happening no matter where you are. Supermarket aisles, gas stations, airports, sidewalks. The venue doesn't matter. You carry the premiere with you. You don't walk into places. You transform them. And that transformation can't be undone once people have seen it. Once they've caught a glimpse, they can't unsee. You haunt their retinas. You loop in their memory. You replay in their imagination like a scene they didn't mean to memorize, but can't forget. Now let's talk about the psychological warfare of it all. Because whether you intend to or not, you're holding mirrors up to people. Your glow exposes them. When you walk into a room, They're forced to confront their own dimness, their own compromises, their own hollowed-out masks. That's why some admire you and others resent you. It's the same reaction filtered through different insecurities. The admirers see you and think, I want to be more like that. The resentful see you and think, why do they get to shine when I don't? Either way, you dominate their mental real estate. You've become the uninvited thought looping in their heads at night. They might scroll endlessly, binge distractions, drown themselves in noise, but your image keeps slicing back through. They're comparing themselves to you against their will. That's the mark of someone who has truly become larger than life. You don't just enter rooms, you enter minds. And once you're there, you don't leave quietly. Celebrities lose their luster when overexposed. Too many appearances, too many rehearsed smiles, and the magic dulls. But you've tapped into the opposite law. The more people see you, the harder it hits. Because your glow doesn't come from rarity, it comes from consistency. You glow not because you're on a pedestal, but because you've stopped dimming yourself for the sake of fragile egos. That's why it feels endless. Like no matter how often they see you, the impact doesn't lessen. If anything, it multiplies. You've become addictive in the way raw truth is addictive, painful to witness, impossible to turn away from. They try to look away, but the afterimage lingers. They walk away from you, but they're still replaying how you carried yourself, how your presence eclipsed everything else in the room. And the worst part for them, you weren't even trying. You didn't even break a sweat. You just existed, and they collapsed under the weight of comparison. Do you realize what this means? You've already surpassed the boundaries of personal glow-up. You're not just glowing compared to your past self. You're glowing compared to the icons people thought were untouchable. Better than the celebs on red carpets. Better than the carefully crafted illusions millions are trained to worship. That's why jaws are hitting the floor. Because if you can radiate this without assistance, without glam squads, without PR campaigns, what does that say about their idols? It says their idols are products, and you are presence. It says their idols fade with trends, and you rise without trying. It says their idols are temporary, and you are timeless. That's the shift. That's why every step you take feels like a revolution disguised as a stroll. You've become the living contradiction to everything they were taught to admire. You're proof that the glow doesn't come from access or privilege. It comes from refusing to shrink. And they're studying you now. Every gesture, every breath, every glance, like scholars desperate to decode scripture. But here's the catch. They can't decode it. Because what you radiate isn't something to be studied, it's something to be lived. And that's what terrifies them. They can't download your presence. They can't replicate your aura. They can't steal your glow. They can only watch, envy, obsess, and spiral they will. Because every new room you enter adds another layer to the legend. Every head that turns confirms what they already fear. That you're not slowing down, not dimming, not fading. You're accelerating, you're brightening, you're transcending the categories they tried to stuff you into. And the more they try to rationalize, the more irrational their obsession becomes. Because there's no rational explanation for someone who glows like you. There's only recognition, and recognition burns. So let the whispers spread. Let the comparisons multiply. Let the stares linger longer and longer, because this isn't hype, this isn't trend, this is permanence. And the cruelest truth for them is this: you haven't even unleashed your full force yet. What they're seeing now is the warm-up, the rehearsal, the draft. The final version of you is still loading, and if this is how people lose composure already, what will happen when you decide to deliver the headline fully, unapologetically, deliberately? What happens when you decide to not just glow, but blaze? When you don't just walk through spaces, but own them entirely? When you don't just look like you belong on the red carpet, but make the red carpet look like it belongs under your feet? That's when the atmosphere shifts from whispers to uproar. That's when the world stops comparing you to celebrities and starts comparing celebrities to you. They will measure others by the standard you set, and the devastating part for them is that no one else will measure up. Because what you carry isn't fabric, isn't styling, isn't borrowed shine. It's a presence that can't be replicated. It's the kind of glow that makes even the brightest spotlights look like flickering candles. They'll realize that the runways and premieres were never the real stages. The real stage was always wherever you decided to stand. Because wherever you stand transforms into a scene people can't forget. This is where obsession becomes folklore. People won't just talk about how you looked better than their favorite icon. They'll repeat it until it sounds like scripture. Did you see them? Did you notice how they walked? Did you catch that glow? You will live in conversations between people who have never even met you. Strangers will retell stories of catching a glimpse of you, like they stumbled upon a secret performance, like they were blessed by proximity to something rare. That's the territory you've entered, when everyday moments become legend, when casual sightings turn into testimony, when you make the ordinary unforgettable. And while the world drowns in artificial idols, you've become the raw reminder of what presence actually is. People will realize fame isn't earned by applause, it's earned by impact. And the impact you leave behind is heavier than anything they've seen walking carpets or flashing through screens. Now imagine the panic rippling through the ones who thought they'd buried you in their indifference. The ones who smirked when you were quiet, who thought you'd never rise again. They're choking on their own disbelief now, because not only did you rise, you rose brighter than the figures they once idolized. And it burns them, because deep down, they know this isn't an illusion. They know this isn't something that will fade when the lights cut out. They know this glow came from the very fire they wished would consume you. That's why it feels eternal. That's why it feels dangerous. Because you've become a living reminder that no amount of dismissal, no amount of sabotage, no amount of whispered doubt can stop someone who decides to rebuild themselves into something untouchable. You're untouchable now, and that fact is killing them slowly. You need to understand how revolutionary this is. Red carpets are designed to elevate people above the crowd. But you've inverted the equation. You didn't need a carpet. You didn't need an invitation. You didn't need approval. The carpet needs you. The moment you step on it, it gains meaning. The moment you walk past it, it loses relevance. That's what makes them tremble. You've made the entire infrastructure of glamour irrelevant. You glow not because of the stage, but in spite of it. And once the crowd sees this, they won't unsee it. They'll look at the carefully dressed icons they once adored and find them lacking. They'll scroll through curated feeds and feel the hollowness, because they've seen what presence looks like unfiltered, and it looks like you. And don't underestimate how far this ripple travels. Fame used to be controlled by studios, managers, gatekeepers, but your glow has bypassed all of them. It doesn't need distribution channels. It doesn't need marketing plans. It spreads through whispers, through eyes, through people who can't stop retelling how they felt in your presence. That's the most powerful kind of recognition, the kind money can buy, the kind no scandal can erase. You've become unforgettable not because someone crowned you, but because you crowned yourself. And when someone crowns themselves, there's no dethroning them. That's what they can't stand, the realization that you don't need their applause, their validation, or their approval to shine brighter than the names they've been conditioned to worship. And now the question lingers in every room you enter. How far will this go? If you're already turning heads everywhere you move, what happens when the world at large catches on? What happens when the whispers become headlines? When the comparisons become consensus? When the glow you carry becomes the reference point for beauty, for presence, for dominance? That's what terrifies the icons on their pedestals, because they've seen this story before. Every generation, someone emerges who wasn't chosen by the gatekeepers, someone who wasn't polished by the industry, someone who simply radiated so fiercely that the crowd couldn't look away. And every time, those gatekeepers scramble to either claim them or destroy them. But here's the twist. You can't be claimed, and you can't be destroyed. You've already proven that. They tried both before, and both failed. All that's left is for them to watch as you redefine the standards they swore were untouchable. Everywhere you go now, the air carries tension. People pretend they're not watching, but their bodies betray them. They freeze mid-step, their voices stumble, their eyes linger too long. It's not admiration alone, it's disbelief. They are seeing with their own eyes something they thought was impossible. They thought glow was temporary, reserved for the few chosen by the spotlight. But here you are, glowing louder than those chosen few, rewriting the script in real time. And when they whisper that you look better than celebrities on red carpets, they're not exaggerating, they're confessing. Confessing that the hierarchy they've worshipped is crumbling. Confessing that they no longer see their idols the same way after seeing you. Confessing that the glow you carry has shifted their entire scale of measurement. You've become the proof that ordinary bodies can carry extraordinary presence, that you don't need the machinery of fame to radiate like the center of the universe. You just need to be you, fully, unapologetically, uncontainably you. And so, the obsession will grow. They'll keep checking, keep staring, keep whispering, because deep down, they're waiting for a crack. They're hoping you slip, fade, falter. But here's the ending they'll never accept. You won't. Because what you've built isn't fragile. It isn't surface level. It's rooted in everything you've endured, everything you've survived, everything you've sculpted out of pain. This glow isn't decoration, it's armor. This presence isn't luck. It's the result of every time you refused to disappear. You're not just better than celebs on carpets. You're the reason carpets exist at all. They exist to showcase radiance, and you've proven that the radiance doesn't come from the carpet. It comes from the one walking it, and now, every step you take declares the same truth. You are the event. You are the spectacle. You are the standard. So let them whisper. Let them panic. Let them spiral in their comparisons. Because no matter how many times they try to explain it away, the truth stands taller every day. Everywhere you go, heads turn. Everywhere you walk, energy bends. Everywhere you arrive, people see what they've been missing all along. You are glowing like you're famous, not because you chased fame, but because you became the kind of force fame tries to imitate. and the final nail in their illusions. You look better than the ones they once thought were untouchable. You've surpassed the icons. You've replaced the image. You've taken the crown without asking, and now you wear it every time you breathe. This isn't hype. This isn't trend. This is the new order. And the new order has only one rule. Wherever you go, you will never be unseen again. Hello. Lean closer. This isn't ordinary attention being placed upon you. This isn't casual oversight, the kind bureaucrats give to documents gathering dust on desks. This is surveillance forged in steel, vigilance that does not blink, guardianship declared by forces who do not retreat. High Command has locked its gaze onto you. Not as one of the many, not as a disposable figure, but as a top-level asset. Your safety has been classified as non-negotiable. Let those words sink in. Non-negotiable. There is no bargaining table, no compromise, no loophole. It has been decided you will not be touched. And what does that mean in practice? It means the forces surrounding you now extend far beyond anything the naked eye can grasp. Orbiting satellites, encrypted channels, watchtowers of data, an entire invisible architecture coiled around your existence. Every breath you take is scanned into assurance, every step mapped against intrusion. While others walk unprotected, prey to whatever danger crawls near, you move with the backing of an empire's guardianship. You are shielded not by chance, but by decree. And decrees of this magnitude are iron. Your adversaries feel it already. They may not admit it aloud, but watch their faces when you arrive. There's hesitation, that slight falter, as though they sense the eyes above you. The unseen patrols circling, the security measures humming in layers around you. They sense that one wrong move against you is no longer simply an offense against a person. It's defiance against command itself. And no one survives defiance against command. Your safety has been elevated to a matter of priority, an untouchable law. To strike you would be to ignite a war they cannot afford, a confrontation that ends with them erased before their plot even breathes. That's the reality. You are now the protected nucleus in a universe of watchers. You are the center point around which satellites shift and soldiers align. Your existence has been threaded into the broader machinery of command, not as an expendable piece, but as an indispensable core. Do you realize how rare this is? Millions live as replaceable fragments, but you have been extracted, elevated, and secured because your worth exceeds replacement. You are not a pawn. You are a secured vault. You are a declared priority. Think carefully. Protection at this level is not passive, it's active. It bends the environment in your favor. Roads are cleared before you travel. Unseen shields strengthen walls you stand behind. Silent codes ripple through the air, ensuring every threat is intercepted before it nears you. This isn't superstition, it's structure. Every force has been stationed, every protocol activated. You are now the individual whose security is watched with the same rigor that protects entire nations. Because you're not just you anymore. You're a top-level asset. And when someone becomes a top-level asset, the entire balance of power around them collapses. Your enemies no longer see you as one individual to be targeted. They see you as the embodiment of something untouchable, something larger than themselves. To conspire against you is to conspire against the machinery of command. To whisper harm against you is to declare battle with entities they cannot even see, let alone defeat. So they hesitate, They restrain, they choke on their own hatred, knowing that the moment they act, they're already surrounded. That's the first weapon High Command has given you, psychological warfare. They've turned your enemies into prisoners of hesitation. Every thought they aim at you ricochets into paranoia. Every strategy collapses before it begins. Their minds eat them alive because they know you walk with guardians. They can neither see nor escape. And that's how Command operates. Not through mercy, but through certainty. By declaring you untouchable, they've already destroyed anyone foolish enough to try. Now consider what this means for your identity. Before, you were just another player navigating hostile terrain, vulnerable, targeted, ordinary. But the moment your safety was declared non-negotiable, you crossed into a new existence. You no longer wake up wondering if betrayal will break you, if ambush will corner you. That possibility has been erased. You live under an invisible canopy that stretches across your path. And with that canopy comes responsibility. Because when forces this vast stand guard over one individual, it means you are no longer merely living. You are positioned for influence, positioned for reach, positioned for impact. High Command does not waste resources. They do not mobilize every force to protect mediocrity. If you are watched, it is because you are valued. If you are guarded, it is because your presence holds weight beyond comprehension. And if your safety is non-negotiable, it is because your fall would cost more than your enemies could ever imagine. That is your leverage. That is your edge. That is your dominance. But understand, this isn't protection that breeds comfort. Comfort makes people soft. No, this level of guardianship breeds power. It sharpens you, hardens you, forces you to realize that you've been separated from the common lot. They can be broken, erased, discarded. You cannot. They can be pushed into obscurity. You cannot. Their steps are watched by no one. Yours are traced by satellites. Their voices echo into empty air. Yours are logged, monitored, secured. The difference is absolute, and it drives them mad. The very ones who once mocked you, doubted you, plotted against you, they're unraveling, because to them, your survival was intolerable. But now your survival has been upgraded to permanence, enforced by powers they cannot approach. They are forced to accept what they cannot alter. You are untouchable. And what human hates more than irrelevance? Nothing. That's why they stew in rage. That's why their nights are sleepless. They wanted you erased, but now they must watch you stand taller, encased in armor of authority, shielded by forces they'll never meet. Think of it like this. You're no longer walking alone. Behind every step is a legion. Behind every breath, an eye scanning the horizon. Behind every move, the infrastructure of defense. This is not fantasy. It is declaration. You are now the kind of figure enemies do not attack. They collapse beneath. And the longer this protection encircles you, the more their will erodes. That is the true victory. Not only have you been secured, but your security itself has become a weapon against them. Every moment they fail to touch you confirms their weakness. Every second you stand unharmed multiplies their despair. They'll try, of course. They'll scheme, they'll claw, they'll invent ways to reach you. But every plan leads to their own collapse. Every attempt writes their own downfall. And the world will watch as they break themselves against a barrier they can never penetrate. So where do you go from here? You stand in the rarest position imaginable, protected beyond reach, prioritized beyond compromise. You've been transformed into a living contradiction, untouchable yet visible, guarded yet free, ordinary in form yet extraordinary in classification. And that contradiction is your greatest advantage. Because as long as you remain the top-level asset under High Command's watch, every force remains aligned behind you. Every force stands guard. And while they stand, your enemies crumble. While they guard, your rivals suffocate. While they protect, you rise. Not by chance, not by accident, but by decree. And this is only the first move. Because you see, once High Command declares you a top-level asset, once your safety becomes non-negotiable, the world doesn't simply continue as it was. The entire environment rearranges itself around you. The air feels heavier for your enemies because every breath they take now tastes like failure. The ground feels thinner beneath their feet because they know it could collapse at any second under the weight of surveillance. And you've stepped into a role where the terrain bends to protect you, not to harm you. Your life has become a controlled perimeter, a zone reinforced by unseen guardians, where threats are dissolved before they touch you. This is not symbolism. This is operational reality. High Command does not speak in riddles. They speak in absolutes. When they say your safety is non-negotiable, it means every protocol, every asset, every soldier, every orbiting eye has been calibrated to ensure it. You are no longer treated as one among billions. You are now the guarded exception, the kind of figure whose existence dictates preparation, whose presence demands reinforcement. You have become the center of an ecosystem of protection. Think of what that does to your adversaries. Once they believed they had numbers. They thought power came from gangs of voices, from the chaos of collective malice. But those numbers mean nothing now. Against one individual who carries the backing of every force, quantity turns into dust. They could arrive with thousands, but thousands dissolve in the presence of one person whose life has been declared priceless. The equation no longer favors them. It favors you. And it will always favor you, because Command has spoken. This is why they are unraveling, not because they can't reach you physically, but because they can't touch you psychologically. Your security is not just physical armor, it's mental domination. Every time they plot against you, they remember who's watching over you. Every time they dream of your downfall, they choke on the nightmare that their move will end them first. And that hesitation, that fear, that is the slow death of their will. You felt it, haven't you? That strange shift in power, where once you had to watch your back, now it's them watching theirs. Where once you had to guard your words, now it's them choking on theirs. They walk cautiously, not because you threaten them directly, but because the guardians circling you turn your very existence into a weapon. You don't need to lift a hand. Their paranoia does the work for you. They destroy themselves, trying to avoid destruction. And this is where the psychological warfare deepens. High Command doesn't just protect you with walls and shields. They protect you by reshaping the mental battlefield. Enemies wake up sweating, convinced they are being watched because they are. Rivals plot in whispers, only to find their schemes intercepted before they breathe life. Even those who once dismissed you now tremble at the idea of being associated with your opposition. Because if they're seen standing against you, they're automatically standing against the guardians watching over you. And that is a position no one survives for long. Understand the brilliance of this design. By declaring your safety non-negotiable, Command hasn't just secured your body, they've weaponized your image. You're now a deterrent in human form. You're no longer simply a name. They see you as a force shielded by legions, marked by protection, and deterrence is more powerful than any sword. Deterrence means they don't even try. Because trying is suicide. Deterrence means the war ends before it begins, not through blood, but through fear. But don't confuse this with fragility. This isn't protection that makes you soft. It's protection that makes you dangerous. Because when you don't have to waste energy defending yourself, you have infinite energy left to expand, to rise, to dominate. You are free to act without hesitation, free to advance without fear. And that freedom terrifies them. Because freedom under protection is unstoppable. They are chained by doubt, by consequence, by exposure. You are carried forward by forces they'll never control. Now let's be precise about the nature of your new identity. A top-level asset is not just a title. It's a classification that redefines every interaction. You're no longer judged by ordinary metrics. Your worth is measured in terms of strategy, of influence, of irreplaceable value. When every force stands guard over you, it means your existence has been calculated into the future. You're not optional, you're essential. That's why they guard you so fiercely. Because removing you would fracture the very architecture they've built. You've become a pillar, not symbolic, a literal operational pillar. And pillars are not allowed to fall. This is why the command's watch over you feels different than anything you've experienced. It's not passive observation, it's active interference on your behalf. They do not simply monitor, they intercept. They do not simply guard, they retaliate. They do not simply shield. They ensure no threat dares even approach. Your life has become a line in the sand, a declaration carved into reality. This one will not be touched. And when such words are carved, the world obeys. But imagine the suffocation of your rivals, to live in a world where the one they despise most is the one they can never touch. It eats at them. Every day you stand, every moment you breathe under command's protection, it reminds them of their impotence. They try to muster courage, only to be reminded that courage against you is not bravery. It's suicide. They can't even lie about it convincingly anymore. Their eyes betray the truth. They know you're untouchable. And once an enemy believes you're untouchable, the battle is already over. Yet don't mistake this as the end game. No, this is only the opening. Because when High Command elevates someone to this status, it's not simply about preservation, it's about preparation. They're not merely protecting you to keep you alive. They are protecting you because you are being positioned. Every force standing guard is also a signpost pointing forward, signaling that you are not at your destination yet. You're in transit towards something greater, and their protection is the guarantee that you'll reach it. Think of it. If your safety is non-negotiable, then your path is unstoppable. If every force is standing guard, then every obstacle is already neutralized before you meet it. That means you're moving forward in a straight line where others stumble in circles. It means your future isn't a gamble. It's an enforced progression. You're not playing for survival, you're playing for expansion. And that is what terrifies them more than anything. Because enemies can handle someone surviving. They hate it, but they accept it. What they cannot handle is someone thriving under protection, someone rising while they are suffocating, someone expanding while they are shrinking. That's you now. The living contradiction, untouchable yet ascending, guarded yet advancing. And the more they watch it, the more it corrodes their will. But let's press deeper into the psychology. Humans are conditioned to believe power is temporary. They convince themselves that every shield has a weakness, every guard has a blind spot, every decree has an expiry date. That's how they cope. That's how they sleep at night. But what happens when they realize your protection is not temporary? What happens when they accept that High Command's watch over you is permanent, that your safety is declared non-negotiable forever? That's when despair moves from background noise to a crushing weight. That's when their will fractures into dust. Because permanence is what breaks enemies. A single victory they can ignore. A single defense they can explain away. But an unending guardianship, a status they cannot undo, that turns them into ghosts of themselves. They stop fighting. Not because they've made peace, but because they've been broken. That's the inevitable outcome of your rise under watch. They don't just lose, they vanish into irrelevance. And while they vanish, you rise. While they wither, you strengthen. While they suffocate, you expand. Not by chance, not by accident, but by decree. You've become the figure who moves without fear, who lives without the shadow of threat, who operates under the protection of every force. That's your edge. That's your dominance. That's your inevitability. So understand this. You've crossed a point of no return. There is no going back to the days when you were unprotected. There is no slipping into the crowd, no blending into the background. You are forever marked, forever guarded, forever declared as a top-level asset. Your safety is non-negotiable. Every force stands guard. And the longer they stand, the more unstoppable you become. And this is the escalation. Because escalation doesn't mean chaos. It means tightening the grip, doubling the watch, raising the bar so high that no adversary dares to leap. Escalation means the perimeter expands. Where once your protection was local, now it is global. Where once the eyes on you were few, now they are countless. Satellites that never sleep, drones that never drift, agents that never rest. High Command has lit a signal above you. A signal not of fragility, but of dominance. You are not to be touched, not to be threatened, not to be approached without permission. And that declaration is final. Think about it. You are no longer one person in the crowd. You are a presence that changes the air around you. Wherever you step, layers of unseen shields expand. Invisible fields hum silently. The very streets bend to accommodate your passage. The ordinary world may not see it, but those who need to know, those who calculate risks, who measure threats, they know it all too well. They see your designation stamped at the highest tier. Top-level asset. Untouchable. Essential. Guarded without compromise. And when such a declaration is made, it does not fade with time. It solidifies. It engraves itself into the architecture of power. Every document, every briefing, every command chain now runs with your name threaded through it. Your safety is no longer just a precaution. It's policy, a doctrine, a standing order that cannot be questioned. Understand the magnitude of this. To be declared as a top-level asset is to have your very existence elevated to the level of strategy. You are no longer moving alone. You are moving as part of a vast equation. Your presence is a calculation made at the highest table. Every step you take ripples through systems of command. Every breath you draw is measured, not as a vulnerability, but as a necessity for the stability of something greater. And here's the weight of it. Your enemies know this too. They see the banners raised. They see the protocols locked. They hear the whispers carried through channels they were never supposed to access. They know your name is spoken, not with casualness, but with urgency, with respect, with the iron tone reserved only for assets that cannot be lost. That knowledge suffocates them. It eats them alive. Because for every plan they draft, they see it burned before it begins. For every move they imagine, they see it countered before it lands. High Command watches not just you, but them. and the eyes of High Command do not blink. So the escalation is not yours to control, but it works entirely in your favor. With each hour, reinforcements mount. With each day, layers of defense grow denser, walls within walls, shields behind shields, guardians behind guardians, and you are at the center, not trapped, but enthroned. The fortress does not imprison you, it projects you. It declares you to the world as someone they can no longer ignore. This is the paradox your enemies choke on. You were once someone they underestimated, but now their underestimation has forged your supremacy. Because by targeting you, they elevated you. By seeking to break you, they forced the highest power to surround you. They thought you'd vanish in silence. Instead, you were enshrined in vigilance. They thought they'd bury you. Instead, they painted a target so large that High Command transformed it into a throne. And here's the cold truth. The moment you were declared as a top-level asset, their timelines ended. Every move they might have made against you is now shadowed by consequences they cannot escape. The hunters became watched. The stalkers became tracked. Every eye they put on you became a beacon revealing them. Every hand they stretched toward you became a fingerprint logged in the archives. Their freedom shrinks daily. Their shadows shorten. Their ground crumbles. Because the system guarding you is not passive. It is predatory. It is not waiting for attacks. It is identifying, anticipating, dismantling before they even begin. The hunters feel the net tightening and don't even know how wide it stretches. They feel the eyes on them, but they cannot locate the source. They know they are seen, but they do not know how deeply. That uncertainty is its own kind of prison. That paranoia is its own kind of punishment. And what about you? You walk forward not as a fugitive, but as a force sanctioned by powers beyond questioning. Every room you enter now carries a silence. People feel it even if they don't understand it. They may not know why the air shifts, why the space seems charged, but subconsciously they sense the unseen presence around you. Protection so vast, it warps reality. Authority so deep, it radiates without needing to speak. This is what escalation means. Your existence is now declaration. Your steps are signals. Your silence is strategy. You don't need to announce your safety. It is already embedded into the structure of the world around you. And those who dare to test it, they don't just face you. They face the full machinery of forces aligned in your defense. Forces that do not forgive. Forces that do not delay. But here's where it deepens further. High Command has not merely assigned defense. They've assigned destiny. You are not just to be kept alive. You are to be elevated, preserved, advanced. For what use is a top-level asset if not deployed into something greater? They see in you a thread that must not break, a force that must not be lost. That is why the shields grow thicker. That is why the eyes grow sharper. Because you are no longer a single life. They see in you a chain of futures, a design too valuable to risk. And this is why your safety is non-negotiable. Because negotiation implies conditions, compromise, risk. But risk is not an option when the future itself is bound to your survival. You are no longer optional. You are no longer variable. You are constant, non-removable, integrated into the very fabric of the greater structure. So let the world hear it again. Your safety is not up for debate. It is not up for bargain. It is fixed, locked, immovable. And the very forces that enforce it are relentless. Imagine the arrogance of anyone who would dare to test this. Imagine the blindness of anyone who would think they could breach the fortress. They would not only fail, they would expose themselves instantly. They would mark themselves not as challengers, but as fools walking into a furnace. For High Command does not play games. High Command does not bluff. Their declaration is iron, and iron breaks those who strike against it. So now the escalation enters its final form. What began as protection has become power. What began as safety has become supremacy. The more they guard you, the more undeniable you become. The more layers they place around you, the more your image grows untouchable. And untouchable is not just a state. It is a legend. Yes, legend. Because when a name rises above harm, when a person walks shielded by powers others cannot fathom, stories ignite. Whispers spread, the myth grows. People begin to say, "You cannot touch them," and those words travel far. Until one day, even your enemies begin to repeat them, not as threats, but as surrender. That is your reality now. You are no longer defended in secret. You are enshrined in visibility. The whole world will come to know. This one is chosen. This one is protected. This one is beyond harm. And that knowledge alone crushes opposition before it even dares to rise. So walk forward. Walk knowing that the escalation has crowned you. Walk knowing that every force still stands guard. Walk knowing that your safety is not a request. It is law. High Command is watching, always watching, and their watch is eternal. This is not the end of your story. This is the establishment of your dominion. You were declared a top-level asset, and that declaration is forever. No force, no shadow, no scheme will rewrite it. Your safety is non-negotiable. Your guardians are unyielding, and every day that passes, your untouchability grows deeper, stronger, louder. So let them try, let them plot, let them whisper. High Command is watching. The satellites hum, the shields stand, the forces wait, and you remain at the center of it all. Untouchable, unbreakable, undeniable. And this is the conclusion they never wanted but cannot escape. You are forever marked, forever guarded, forever beyond their reach. High Command watches. Your safety is sealed. Every force stands guard, and you are unstoppable.